Show of hands or in the chat. Does anyone know what an AI agent is? In the chat. What is an AI agent? Throw it in the chat. Tarika.
Yes, AI agent is something that can perform a software that can perform autonomously, as in it can do its work on its own without the original mandate task.
Perfect. Yeah, awesome. We're going to be learning all about AI agents, diving deep into them. But I want to kick things off with a quick question for everyone. So, if you had an AI agent to help you sell or promote something you need, what would it do? If you had an AI agent to help you promote or sell something you made, what would it do? Throw it in the chat. Let's hear some ideas. Throw it in the chat.
Can I speak about it? Or just
chat? Sure. Yeah, go for it. Let's hear it.
Mostly, I think a recommendation system would be better, as in to track in all the trends that are in the net available and marketize that in such a way that we can make use of all the trends. And in that, because nowadays mostly the trending platforms are Instagram and other things. So making short reels with the songs are the small parts of the segments that are popular. So using popular references makes the marketing more viable to others, I think.
Yeah, very cool.
Very smart group indeed. I've worked with some of these folks and the kind of stuff that they produce is phenomenal. So very excited to do this, guys. So Apollo is essentially a place where you can search for different people, right? So there's a lot going on, but when you log in, you essentially go to people and you can essentially go and search for anybody. And I just tried searching for myself and it gave me my name, my title, my company, my email, my phone number, etc. And it does that pretty much for anybody. And so what I'd love for you guys to do is go to Apollo and we essentially use and find someone's email, whatnot. And then Apollo, what it also lets you do is it lets you find a set of emails. So you can essentially just add filters like, hey, I want to, say, for example, see all people that are in a specific, say they're in America, right? That work in a particular industry. So let's say that work in industry and that work in IT and services or that work in real estate. And you can continue to build a lot of these filters and then it just keeps generating a list for you each time you add a filter. So our goal essentially is to find a set of these people based on our criteria of what our customers might be and who our customers might be. And then what we're going to do is that we are going to get that list. We're going to send it to our AI system here. And today we're going to use OpenAI's ChatGPT-4 for it. And then we're going to send an email to that person using. Perfect. So, okay, guys. So this is Apollo, and what we're going to do now, however, is we're going to go into make.com and we have a completely blank slate. So first, what we're going to do is we are going to type up Apollo, and we actually have Apollo selected. And then what we're going to do is we are going to list a contact. We're going to list contacts, and what that does is that it lets you search for anything, right? So this keyword search here in make.com is exactly equal to this keyword search in Apollo. So what that means is that you're just searching for Apollo results in make.com, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to simply type up my name, right? Because that's what I did here when I was showing it to you first. And then I'm going to leave everything else just as it is. Let me do that. And then I'm going to hit save. Okay, so now my Apollo account is set up. If you guys are doing it for the first time, it is going to ask you to connect your Apollo account, but that we can I'll show you exactly how to do that, but we'll tackle that towards the end. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add module, and what that is going to do is that now it has gotten all the results from whatever I searched for here, and what that's going to do is that it's going to take all of that data and send it to OpenAI, and we're going to use a software called Open Router for this, right? So we click on Open Router, and we are going to select create a chat completion. What that does is that it takes the data from the first setting, which is Apollo, and then it passes it on to the second trigger, which is Open Router. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click on Add Item, and we are going to select User, and then we're going to add content, right? So what is our content? Our content is, so what do we want to tell OpenAI or ChatGPT, right? We want to tell ChatGPT that, hey, we have a list of contacts, and we want you to write an individual email to each of those contacts and then give us that email back. So what I'm going to say is that my name is, let's say, Brian, because why not?
Like when we were making the make.com, so suddenly there's one problem which occurs. So when I started making the email first, so when I did this thing, it always comes to me value must not be empty and field must not be empty after I do everything. And I don't know, when I create a connection is difficult.
Right. Okay. So yeah, two things.
It is the same problem.
Got it. No, perfect. So we can answer two questions at a time. So yeah, there are two things that you're missing here. Let's tackle the easier one first, right? So if you go down and click add recipient on the in the two section, that essentially is where you enter who you want to send the email to. So you want to go to add recipient there, hit plus, and then you can click on it, and then you want to go on the right side and you want to find email from there where you can look for it. Also, one other thing that I'm noticing, Abhiraj, is you won't find email in that list because in Apollo, we have list accounts. And what we wanted to do is we wanted to have list contacts. But yeah, just something to keep in mind for next time. So Apollo, you want to say list contacts, and then you'll be able to find that email field. So that's the easy one. Then slightly more challenging one is creating a connection. So when you create a connection, essentially you're logging into to your email, and you're giving the system authority to send emails from your email on your behalf, right? So that is what it is, and doing it for a Gmail, an email that has at Gmail at the end is a little challenging, so we're not going to cover that right now. But essentially, why it's showing you an error is because you needed to make that connection.
Hello, I was facing one problem.
Okay.
So when I go to create a connection, and I put your API key.
Oh,
so this is your API key, right?
So this API key is for Open Router, but yeah. So Apollo, you needed to create the API key on your own. But yeah, that is completely fine also. But you know what is amazing here is that you got the flow completely correct. And like if you in the next 10 minutes or 5 minutes even, like if I told you all the two mistakes that you made, the entire flow would be ready. So that is amazing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Good questions. Anyone else have a question?
Sir?
Yes. Arush?
Yeah, so can I share my screen and show like what problem was I was facing?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so like I have already done everything. We were on the mail part, so I couldn't create the connection.
All right, we did speak about that. So yeah, creating a connection is something that is a little challenging. Essentially, you would so there are two things, right? Creating it with a non-Gmail email is typically easier, but that's not something I will help you debug right now. I'm happy to send over instructions afterwards and things like that. But essentially, the entire workflow is completely correct. So the only real step that you're missing is creating that connection. So again, amazing work on this. And guys, in general, this is one of the hardest things that even I learned when I was starting out. So this is amazing that you guys are doing this, and some of you have created entire workflows that are completely correct. So that is amazing work that you guys have done.
We have time for one or two more questions. Let's see who's popping up on my screen. I see a lot of hands. Forum?
I had a question that that the object ID. Can I just share my screen and show you?
Yeah.
Okay. So here we could not get the email to work as I had a Gmail account. So I tried to make it in Google Sheets instead. So it would get whatever email was created, the flow run correctly, but in the actual email itself, it just retains some numbers and chat completion. So that's all returned. So it did not return the actual email for some reason.
Oh, very interesting. I love that you went out of your way and you thought about this, and that's amazing. So let's actually take a second and look at what you've done. So let's go to Google Sheets really quickly. If you click on that, not there, on make.com, if you click on Google Sheets for me.
Yeah.
And let's see if we scroll down. Okay. So yeah, email, what you want to do is if you want to click on it,
Yeah.
and then it'll show you a lot of options. What you want to do is open router. I see. Okay, so open router, were you able to run open router correctly?
Yeah. It worked.
So yeah, you essentially want to select, if you scroll down just a little bit, let's see, and you want to open up choices for me?
Yeah.
Let's see, okay, and then message for me?
Okay.
No, do you want to toggle that open also, just the message thing?
Oh.
Yeah, and then content. If you click on content, that's exactly what the email is. So, and if you remove everything and only keep message content, and the choice is 3, then you'd be able to import the actual email content rather than that. So yeah, you're still missing one more thing. But yeah, anyway, so I can actually, yeah, let's do it. So do you want to click on Google Sheets for me really quickly? One more time. No, not that one. Make that down. And if you scroll down for me, where you have your values, just, yep. Oh yeah, okay, you have emails right there. If you want to click on it,
Yeah.
and then go to choices again, the drop down, open it up, and then go to message again, and open it up. Yep, that works too. Okay, but ideally what you want to do is you want to open up message, and it should have content in it, and you want to place that.
Okay.
Perfect. You hit save and it's done.
Okay.
Amazing though. This is great. You went out of your way and you thought out of the box and you created this because your Gmail connection wasn't working. Amazing, amazing work. So happy to see this.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I think we maybe have time for one more question. Lava? Livia, sorry about that.
Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. So in the emails, I have to also give an attachment and let's create a connection.
Got it. So yeah, you do not need to attach anything to the email because attachments would be like, hey, do you want to attach a PDF or a Word document? So in the email that we are sending, you don't need to add any attachments. You can just leave that blank. In content, you should take the content that was generated by OpenRouter, right? So the same thing that we did just a second ago. So you need to go to choices and click on the drop down, just make it like toggle it open in OpenRouter. Yep, so if you scroll down, not even scroll down, just go down a little bit. No, I meant on the screen itself. So you want to scroll all the way to the top, and then you see the choices drop down. Yep, if you want to if you open that drop down on the left, yep, there you go, and then do the same thing with message inside choices. Then you should see content, and if you click on it, then that content would be sent. And all you need to do is then hit save, and then you are good to go.
I accidentally added the choices one. How do I remove it?
So now, what you need to probably do is remove every. Oh, there you go. Okay, it let you do it. There we go. Amazing. Look at that, and that is done. Yeah, if you just now click on content, yep, there we go, done. Yeah, no, absolutely. So I think this is a very hard thing to do. Okay, guys, you just started learning Make.com. You probably saw Apollo for the first time. You maybe used OpenRouter a couple times before. So what you guys did, irrespective of if that email came through or not, this was amazing, amazing work. And I think you guys should go back home and try creating a few of these sequences on your own. And if you, believe me, if you do it for a week, for 20 minutes a day, you probably will be able to create super, super, super impressive sequences. So that's what it takes. Let's make it happen. And next time I talk to you guys, I would love to see, and I'd love for you guys to tell me how many of you actually did create other sequences and whatnot. So yeah, please keep creating, and congratulations for the workflow that you created today.